honorable judges and fellow debaters. First of all, I would like, with the negative, strongly oppose the affirmative plan of implementing absentee balloting in national elections in Taiwan. And I'll first point out the problems of the constructive speech, then I'll elaborate on the minor repairs. So first of all, during the first affirmative speech, he mentioned about a democratic country like us. But democracy actually is a word that has different faces. Such as Jason Brennan, who is a political scientist, stated that democracy, there might be bad voting in our democracy, which means that some voters doesn't know what is happening in our election, but they go on voting. And this might cause the result of the election is not a good election. And so here is to prove that democracy has different meanings, and we didn't quite hear that how they define this word, or the word democratic country. And also, they talk about, during the cross-examination, they said that they have confessed that the right to vote are ensured in our current constitution, in our current law. Then why bother? Why bother doing this absentee balloting, since their rights are all ensured? And they also stated that in our constitution, equality means that everyone has the equal right to vote. But according to what the testimonies, we already have an equal right to vote. We can go to the polling station when we receive the paper from the government, and then we can go and vote. That's why our rights are already ensured. And the affirmative has also claimed that absentee balloting can enlarge voter participation and get a bigger amount of citizens to vote. And in fact, it's not totally the case. Adam Berinsky, a professor of political science at MIT, said that absentee balloting mostly benefits those who are highly motivated to vote. The causal linkage between turnout rate and implementing absentee balloting is still not clear and should be further researched. Also, the affirmative mentioned that they will protect those of people's suffrage, everyone's suffrage. But at the same time, they deprive prisoner suffrage. Prisoner cannot vote. Also, those overseas citizen suffrage. They create the contradiction and violate the contentions they make. And most ridiculously, they create double standards. Let's speak about their plan. Let's talk about their plan. The affirmative side has proposed a plan of implementing transfer voting. However, in terms of transfer voting, there are several concerns which need to be eradicated. And transfer voting can also be also known as constituency voting. And they didn't show us how to avoid violating or breaching the animosity principle in legislative election. Since there may be only a small number of voters voting for the same constituency in a polling station, it is easy to trace who voted for whom, and it might violate our constitution. And compared to the affirmative plan, our minor repairs cost little, but improves the convenience of people to vote under certain conditions. There are two main methods. One, companies should allow voting leave for workers. Laws requesting companies to allow a short length of time of voting leave for workers to conduct their vote needs to be presented. In this case, people can still work on election day, more flexible to participate in the election. Two, legislative yuan should lengthen the voting hours but still within the day. Since there are several voters living a little bit far away from the constituency, it takes time for them to get to the polling station. And in that case, these people can get to the polling stations in time to cast their votes. Of course, our status quo can improve a little bit, but the rights for people to vote are already ensured. And what we need to do is not absentee balloting, but just a little improvement to our current system. And that will make the election process to be more complete and good for the current system. Thank you.
Second affirmative cross-examination. 2 minutes. You mentioned minor repair, right?
Yes, sure.
So you think that there's a problem inside the city school, right?
I don't think it's not the problem that you mentioned. It's just a little problem a little inconvenience for people to vote. It's not the problem that you mentioned, but another just a little problem.
So your minor repair says that they can have a day off.
Not a day off. It's a leave for workers. It's a short length of time that they can go voting and then come back to the company if they apply for this to the company.
So if I live in like Jinmen or other remote area. So the travel time takes a lot of time. How can you deal with that?
Yes, you can also ask for that to your company, that you'll leave what length of time that you want to get. Also, the voting hours, this is my second in my request, the voting hours can be lengthened so that they can get there on time.
So you wanna take the time for long time?
Yeah, but still within the day. Yeah.
So you mentioned a survey which is conducted by Harvard, right?
Not Harvard, it's MIT.
Okay. And it says that the absentee ballot can be.
It says that absentee balloting only benefits those people who are already highly motivated to vote. If these people don't want to vote at first, they will still go voting, even if we implement absentee balloting.
Then what's the way that they adopt absentee?
Excuse me?
What's the way they adopt?